Today, 39 months later, through our program of Vietnamization, helping the South Vietnamese develop the capability of defending themselves, the number of Americans in Vietnam by Monday, May 1st, will have been reduced to 69,000. Our casualties, even during the present all-out enemy offensive, have been reduced by 95%. And draft calls now average fewer than 5,000 men a month, and we expect to bring them to zero next year. As I reported in my television address to the nation on January 25, we have offered the most generous peace terms in both public and private negotiating sessions. Our most recent proposal provided for an immediate ceasefire, the exchange of all prisoners of war, the withdrawal of all of our forces within 6 months, and new elections in Vietnam, which would be internationally supervised with all political elements, including the communists, participating in and helping to run the elections. 1 month before such elections, President Thieu and Vice President Hong would resign. Now, Hanoi's answer to this offer was a refusal even to discuss our proposals, and at the same time, a huge escalation of their military activities on the battlefield. Last October, the same month when we made this peace offer to Hanoi, our intelligence reports began to indicate that the enemy was building up for a major attack. And yet we deliberately refrained from responding militarily. Instead, we patiently continued with the Paris talks because we wanted to give the enemy every chance to reach a negotiated settlement at the bargaining table rather than to seek a military victory on the battlefield, a victory they cannot be allowed to win. Finally, 3 weeks ago, on Easter weekend, they mounted their massive invasion of South Vietnam. 3 North Vietnamese divisions swept across the demilitarized zone into South Vietnam in violation of the treaties they had signed in 1954 and in violation of the understanding they had reached with President Johnson in 1968 when he stopped the bombing of North Vietnam in return for arrangements which included their pledge not to violate the DMZ. Shortly after the invasion across the DMZ, another 3 North Vietnamese divisions invaded South Vietnam further south. As the offensive progressed, the enemy indiscriminately shelled civilian population centers in clear violation of the 1968 bombing halt understanding. And so the facts are clear. More than 120,000 North Vietnamese are now fighting in South Vietnam. There are no South Vietnamese troops anywhere in North Vietnam. 12 of North Vietnam's 13 regular combat divisions have now left their own soil in order to carry aggressive war onto the territory of their neighbors. Whatever pretext there was for a civil war in South Vietnam has now been stripped away.